Liking me?
Stream is live.
All right. We are live.
Are we? Are we live?
Yes, we are live.
Chalo, good.
So, hello and welcome to another live session of the Big Match Theory. I'm Mangesh and I'm joined, as usual, by Rohit. And Abhishek, as usual, is late. So, we are waiting for him to join.
Uh,
And yeah, what we'll do is we'll discuss the game week 9 action of the Premier League. And Rohit, as the table stands, Arsenal are at the top of the table. Team in the second place is not Liverpool.
I know. Where are they? Are they somewhere? I can't see them. I'll have to peek a little below where we are to really know where they are. But
Yeah, yeah. So team in the second place, as I said, it's not Liverpool. Second is Bournemouth. Third is Spurs. They won 2-0 against Everton at not Goodison Park. Now it is Hill Dickinson Stadium, right? In the
oh,
new
is it?
stadium. Yeah, yeah.
They changed the name. I wasn't even aware. Oh, okay.
No, this is a new stadium, right? So yeah,
Oh yeah,
that's
yeah, yeah.
that.
Oh, right.
Uh,
Okay, okay, okay. Gotcha.
yeah, yeah. And yeah, fourth ahead of Man City is Sunderland. City is fifth. And the team in the sixth position currently, ahead of Liverpool, is Manchester United.
Oh my God.
And on that note, I think
Small wins.
Abhishek is joining us. But yeah, if he,
He's joined us. He's joined us at a good time.
yeah,
It's
at a
just
very
when
good
we were
time.
just when we were touching on about what Liverpool have and more importantly haven't done, which is win.
Yeah,
So good time for Abhishek to join us.
yeah. So Abhishek is here. Hey, Abhishek, what's up?
What's going on? I heard you guys talking about Liverpool. You finally crawled out of your hole, huh? You
Hey,
finally
we
have a smile. You finally have a smile on your face talking about United and talking about Liverpool after I don't know how long has it been?
see we don't talk about the past on the podcast. We only focus on the
Mm-hmm.
present. We only focus on the
Yeah,
future.
yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
We don't talk about the past. That's what we made our name on. Talking about the past.
Fair, fair, fair.
Yeah, it's okay. It's okay. No worries. Well, just like I mean, Abhishek was kind enough to give us some time to vent out for
Yeah,
till 3 weeks back. So today is Abhishek's day. So
yeah.
give him some time to vent out. But
I
as the
think
table
then.
stands,
Yeah. Sorry,
yeah,
sorry.
sorry.
No, no. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, so I was just saying that as the table stands, we are sixth with 16 points, and team in the seventh position is Liverpool. So my first question is to Rohit. How are you going to celebrate our first league title in 2026?
I mean, see, there are a couple of things that are set in stone that are simply facts of life. United are winning the league. Amorim is the greatest manager ever. 3-4-3 is the greatest formation ever. Mbumo is about 10 times the player Salah ever was. And Matthias de Ligt is better than Virgil van Dijk. So, I mean, these are some of the inescapable facts of life.
Hmm.
But I mean, climbing down from my pedestal, which I've just placed myself on for the past week or so. Hey, listen. Before you know what, before we get into our United routing session, maybe we cover the teams that are actually at the top of the table. Maybe we want to start with Arsenal, Mangesh.
Yeah, sure. The game was Arsenal versus Crystal Palace, and the final score was 1-0. And SJ scored against his old club. And do you know, out of 15, or let me just check, out of 16 goals Arsenal have scored, how many they have scored from an open play?
I'm sure more than 50% have been set pieces, or am I
Uh,
exaggerating?
no. So
I
more than
think
50,
less,
yeah,
right?
no, more than 50%. They have scored 5 goals from open play.
Oh wow.
Just
Hmm.
five.
Oh, that's
Yeah, there
insane.
was a stat going around yesterday, right? That if you rank them by the number of goals they scored by open play, they're like 17th or something. But from
Yeah.
set pieces, they are first.
And
Hmm.
and yeah, again, as this scored again during a set piece, and it was a very well taken goal. But yeah, of course, we have to give credit to Arsenal and Arteta because they look the most robust. They have just conceded 3 goals, out of which one was an absolutely brilliant free kick by Sabozlai against at Anfield. One was, I think, Golta might have scored against in that Newcastle game,
Hmm.
and one more goal I can't think of right now. But they have just conceded 3 goals, and that's a tremendous record. And I'm not sure. See, all the teams are going complete route one right now, but without without Odegaard, Arsenal, they just don't look fluent. They don't have flow to their game. They don't have flow to their passing. And there is a possibility that they will just keep up with this play. And a lot of people are comparing them with Mourinho's Chelsea from 2004-5. But Mourinho's Chelsea could play, man. They had some fantastic players in the midfield. They had Frank Lampard and they had Robbins. They had a bunch of brilliant players. But there is a possibility, if as things stand, and they are. I know this is just ninth week, but they are pretty robust right now, and there is a possibility that they might win the league uh, without not playing a fluent football. Does that sound fair?
Before Abhishek answers that question, I just want to read couple of comments. So, die twice, failed trying. Has said Tony Pulis. I wasn't familiar with your game. So thanks, man. The one name that we really wanted to hear right now is Tony Pulis, and yeah, it is very very relevant. I'm just going to go through a couple of comments before Abhishek answers. Abhishek, I think you like this one from Abhishek Mainkar. City realized Liverpool also lost, so they were like, "Yeah, let's lose too." So, I mean, at least you have some company in misery.
Yeah,
Anish says I absolutely hate Arsenal even more than City. You and I both, brother. You and I both. Arnav has said that, and I think we can then pivot to Abhishek's answer because it's in line. We can argue that teams play extremely low blocks against us, and at times the opposition have given us space. That they have. I'm assuming by we he means Arsenal. We've actually been good from open play. Oh no, he says still we should do better from set pieces. So he's not a Arsenal fan. And Abhishek also says Rohit's Gyökeres hit was successful. Man, I think I'm going to fail eventually because I can see a little bit of a spark in Gyökeres. But let's see, Abhishek. I hope my hate watch stays successful. Sorry, Abhishek, go on.
I don't know about your hate watch for Gyökeres, but I feel like your entire prediction about Arsenal is going to go
Yeah, let's see.
really bad this year because it's not about Arsenal. Arsenal can do whatever they want. They are still winning, and it's who's going to actually give them any competition
Hmm.
this year. You know, I mean, I thought okay maybe City might, but again they lost to Aston Villa, and these are the sort of games that Arsenal quietly win, right? Using these set pieces goals. I mean, the win against Newcastle was I honestly thought at that point that was like a turning point, a little bit in some sense, even though it's very early in the season, because I thought they were going to lose that game, and then they
Hmm.
eventually, the manager's dream, he scored, and then obviously Gabriel scored the second one, but I mean they look like it's fine. I know people talk a lot about it that oh yeah they haven't scored from open play and all of that, but it's fine. They're finding ways to win the match. Defensively, they've been so solid for the last 3 years. I've said it before. They are the most solid team defensively in the league for the past few years, right? And now we are here where they are finding ways to win and still
Hmm.
keep those clean sheets and still not concede, still stay in the game, still win. They are picking up points in a I mean, what better do you want from a title challenging team than picking up points when you're not scoring from open play? When you're not, you know, I mean, I know people are going mental over Arsenal and everything, but who wouldn't want to be in that place at the moment?
Mhm.
Fair.
See, the funny thing is from Arteta's Pep style tiki taka football, but they are actually playing the George Gray 1-0 to Arsenal right now,
Hmm.
Yeah,
or the
boring Arsenal, right?
boring Arsenal right now. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
exactly. Yeah, and I think that will change as soon as Odegaard comes because I don't know any player from that Arsenal team who opens up defenses like he does. I've never seen that from Trossard, and maybe you're not expected to do. We don't expect that from Trossard. I have certainly not seen that from Declan Rice, and I'm just setting up Rohit for another rant about Rice. But yeah, there is a possibility that despite playing this football, they will actually win the league by playing 1-0 to Arsenal.
Must be, and I think again, I just got to leverage Super Yash 1997's comment. He's saying, to be frank, Arsenal, to be frank, Arsenal could have scored from two or three more set pieces against Palace. It wasn't as
Fair enough.
uncomfortable as the scoreline. Look, that's absolutely fair. See, the
Fair
thing with
enough. Yeah.
Arsenal is, I think they're at a stage, right? They're at a stage in the evolution of the entire squad where they've essentially they have a blueprint of what Arsenal is. Like, you know what I'm saying? Liverpool, even if you look at if I would ask like what is Slots Liverpool, last season Slots Liverpool was Klopp's Liverpool. There's still no perfect definition of what Slots Liverpool is. There's still no perfect definition of what Pep's new Man City is, right? With Reinders and all these guys. Arsenal are the only team that have had this core for the past 4 or 5 years, and they have an identity. And I think one good thing about Arsenal is that they've embraced their identity. It's not been a case of sure we score from set pieces, yeah, try and stop us, you know. And it's so weird because this is an antithesis to what Wenger used to say back in the late 2000s, where he used to always go on, these rants against Pulis and Allardyce. Oh, the ball's up in the air longer than it's on the ground. Which is exactly what your team's doing right now. And what your team is doing what you need to do to win. And we can all talk about how they are stylistically, whether they're easy to watch on the eye or not. But here they are, top of the table, doing what they need to do to win. So I don't think there's a lot. I mean, sure. I mean, there's still are there a few chinks in the armor? Sure. Who's going to exploit them? We don't know. Now, it doesn't look like Liverpool have it figured out. Doesn't look like City have it figured out. So they're doing what they need to win, and fair play to them.
I mean, that is a very fair point, and that's where my frustration is starting to come in with Liverpool as well. Is that you're right? Arsenal, what main players have Arsenal lost in the last 3 years, right? They've gone on to just keep adding more and more
Hmm.
quality players to their squad. Tell me a sec, like they have David Raya. Their spine is David Raya, Gabriel, Saliba, Odegaard, Rice, Saka, and I don't know. I guess that's their spine, right? And they've not lost their spine for the last few years, and they've been adding a lot of quality players on top of it. There isn't a single player that would rock the boat if he gets off kind of that they've sold in the past 2 years. So yeah, the spine is absolutely intact. The one that uh, has been challenging in the past couple of years. It's there. It's still there, and it's intact. This is my frustration now starting to come in with Liverpool is that we had a title winning team that we changed so much in so many different areas. And I know, yeah, I mean we had a great backup goalkeeper. We changed him. And fair enough, maybe he wanted more minutes away. We had two attackers who were absolute. I used to talk about Klopp's team being absolute workhorses, right? It's always been the case. And we had two forwards like that, and we changed those. We had a midfielder, and we had a upcoming two good one good midfielder, one good defender. We changed those. We never replaced one of those. And this is my frustration starting to come in with Liverpool as well. Is that we've changed a lot. And how many teams do you see that after you win a title, you change that much, and then still continue to compete? Of course, there are other problems with Liverpool, but going back to Arsenal, I mean, yeah, they've look at the spine that competed last year. Plus, they've added likes of Eze, Madueke, Nordgaard, and who else did they add in midfield? Zubimendi.
Zubimendi.
Plus Gyökeres. It's an outrageous team. I won't be surprised if they win more than one trophy this year because who do you see? There isn't a single. I feel like football in general is in a place where there isn't a single force right now.
Hmm.
Other than maybe PSG last year, and like Liverpool or City or Madrid used to be, or even Barcelona, and Arsenal could actually win more than one trophy this year. That's my biggest worry.
But I'll tell you what, guys, I said this to you, I think right at the start of the season. Arsenal, I think, have the second best squad in the world right now after Madrid. Because you remember, I said this a long time ago. It's like it may or sometimes, you know what, the strength of your first 11 may or may not win you the league, but the depth of your squad might win you the league. Like
Hmm.
I remember back in the day that 08-09 squad when United won the league, we had literally two options for every position. Like even if you look at the wings, you had Ronaldo, you had Nani, you had Ryan Giggs, and then a variety of
Park.
players. Park, you had Rooney, Tevez, Berbatov, who could play up front. You had Vidic, Ferdinand, Wes Brawl. So sometimes it's that sort of a thing, right? Where if player A can't get you, player B will. Player B can't get you, player C will. And sometimes you need that. It if you ask me, is Arsenal the greatest 11 in Europe right now? No. And I think Madrid still have the strongest team as we saw on the over the weekend, which I have a couple of comments about Lamine Yamal. I will get to that later. But I think Madrid still have the strongest 11, but Arsenal have an insane squad. Oh, Anshuman is saying Bayern deserves a shout. Yeah, yeah, you're absolutely
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Also,
Mm.
it does help that Bayern have an insane goal machine up front. Is I have honestly, I know I'm straying off topic. Harry Kane is playing 11 positions in that team.
Yeah.
He plays number
Yeah.
9 and he scores some ridiculous amount of goals. He drops into midfield. All of a sudden, he's spraying 40-yard passes next to Goretzka or Conrad Leimer or whoever is playing. We've seen him defending on set
But have
pieces
you
or
seen
whatever that is.
Bayern? Have you seen the rest of the Bayern team? Are they like I haven't seen Bayern at all to know if they're actually. But I know that Harry Kane is in an insane form at the moment.
He's
He's
ridiculous.
playing in more than one position, and he's coming into midfield. He's connecting with midfield.
Yeah.
Is he kind of having that Suarez-esque
I
season from
think so.
13-14, and the
I
rest of the
think so.
Bayern team is just keeping up with him, or is it that
Um,
collectively Bayern is having an outstanding season together?
But Abhishek,
look,
I'll tell you something. Harry Kane has scored 50 goals in the last 2 seasons. Over 100 goals in the last 2 seasons.
Yeah,
So he's been brilliant throughout. I mean, he's been. I can't think of any other player who has been that consistent for over a decade now. Because if you recall, when he after his first good season, there was always talks of, oh yeah, this is going to be just one season wonder, and it's been 10 years now. And
mm,
I mean, I can understand where those comments came from because if you look at Harry Kane, at least at the beginning of his career, he wasn't very good at one particular thing, but he was good at a lot of things at the same time. You can't. Now we know that he drops deep and creates space for others. Initially, we just thought he's just someone who's just at it and he scores goals. And yeah, this is how he's been successful, at least for one season. But after that, the way he has transformed his game in last in last 5 to 6 years, I can't think of any better center forward in the world right now. He's absolutely
right now
brilliant.
there isn't. No, right now there isn't.
yeah.
Definitely isn't. That's what I feel like. Is he carrying that Bayern team so well? I mean, I know that Luis Diaz is doing very well over there apparently,
Yeah, yeah.
but
He's got a lot of help. He's got a lot of help. So you have Michael Olise, who's
mm,
insane. You have Luis Diaz. You have Nicolas Jackson. He's also, in case we've all forgotten, he's got Nico Jackson as backup. He's got Serge Gnabry. Gnabry has now
mm,
been there for ages, so we've all forgotten about him. But Bayern have a great squad, man. You look at the depth they have. They have the likes of Ta. As you know, look at their defense. You
Yeah.
have Alfonso Davies. You have Ta. They've got. I mean, and let's not. I mean, I haven't even touched on the likes of Musiala yet. So they've got a shit ton of depth, which I think they
Musiala is
always
injured,
have.
right? Isn't
Oh no, but he's
Musiala
there.
injured right now?
Yeah,
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 yeah.
but
But
he's
he's
still.
yeah.
I'm just talking about the squad. So sure, Kane has a lot of
Mm,
help, but man, is he doing more than he needs to right now.
yeah.
Yeah, all right. So from Arsenal, let's talk about the game at GTEC. The final score was Brentford 3, Liverpool 2. Abhishek, what did you take away from this game? What went wrong? And I have one question for you. Now, Slot is, I know managers try to sort of play the distraction tactics, but when you talk always about being other teams being direct, are you not telling them that you're not good at it? You're not good at dealing with it. What's the point of complaining about it?
Who is complaining? Say that again.
Slot. See, what I'm trying to say is, what's the point of see when you say that? See, at times I understand
Mm.
all the managers do that. It's a part of the sort of deflection tactics. But is it not a sign that are you not telling everyone that you're not good at dealing with it?
I mean, he is kind of starting to show that he's getting outcoached by a lot of teams and a lot of coaches at the moment. And this started with Glasner, and I said this before only that he is getting outcoached by Glasner right from the very first game, which was a Community Shield. And we won five. And okay, he's going out. See, the thing is that I think obviously social media has taken a lot of his comments out of context, and people will post it, which is fine. That's nothing new, but he has he has, if you watch a lot of his interviews, he has gone on to say that he's complimenting a lot of the teams because they found a way to play against Liverpool, and he knows exactly how they play against Liverpool. The problem is, what are you doing about it? Because okay, I get it that you've understood that what is the problem, what teams are doing against you, but the problem is that nothing seems to have changed. Nothing seems to, you identify a problem, but what is changing? What are you trying to do that is going to, affect the results, or at least change the way in which we are playing? Like it, this Liverpool team, I don't recognize this Liverpool team at all, at all. And I said this from the beginning, right? When we played against Newcastle and we won, I've been saying it from that day along that Newcastle were 10 men. They had one player sent off. They absolutely dominated us. We got lucky that day. They absolutely dominated us, and we should have we could have easily lost that game.
But
And
I'll tell
now,
you, sorry, yeah.
no, no, our luck has basically run out, and now we have. It's a really bad spot to be in. We have, and there is no, in the words of that, the Chelsea YouTuber, the late angry rant man, there is no passion, there is no aggression, there is no vision, there is nothing.
But I'll tell you one more thing, right? I mean, and I know we've sort of touched upon this. I don't understand why he made those comments about, oh, the ball's more in the air than on the ground, and we fare better against teams that like to play their football. Why would you go out and expose your weaknesses?
Exactly.
Because even on the
Yeah.
even on the weekend, and I think Abhishek Mainkar has just made that point as well. So Michael Coyote, he was getting those catapult throws like peak Rory Delap into the box, which Liverpool weren't finding it hard, which Liverpool were finding difficult to deal with. Same against United, he spoke of, oh, but they're putting in long balls. Why talk like that? Because I don't think the likes of Konate or Van Dijk or any of those guys are inept at dealing with long balls. But when your manager himself goes out and says something of this, either it is to undermine the opposition or I don't know what it is, but when he goes out and says it, it's almost like you're inviting trouble. It's almost like you're saying, oh, we're comfortable with teams that, do the whole tiki-taka, that sort of thing. But the moment you push us out of a comfort zone, we kind of get a little itchy in our butts. Why do that?
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing is that I don't mind him going out and saying all of this. My biggest concern is, okay, what are you doing about it? So how are you dealing with this? What is the team going to do to deal with this? Yeah, that goal against Brentford, the first goal was ridiculous. It's the sort of thing I've never seen us concede goals like that in a while, to be honest. And he basically got like, if you had the likes of Henderson, who is well into his 30s, who was running rings around our midfield. He was, and the other midfield, we were completely dominated, right? Against, I mean, I wouldn't say completely dominated, but we got dominated by Brentford, big time. And Keith Andrews he's the manager, right? Isn't this his first time coaching or something?
His first full-time job, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're getting outcoached by him. Like that is a big time concern. Now, I don't know where the problem is because he's looking so far out of his depth right now, and I'm getting genuinely worried because it was not this bad last year. And as I said, it might be as you said, and I fully agree, and I said this before also, that it was Klopp's team, it was Klopp's mentality. The further we are getting away from Klopp, the worse we seem to be getting. No surprises there really, but it's and again, I mean, I still trust the manager. He's a Premier League winning manager. It can't be a fluke, right? He must have done something right. He has to be there. He should have it in him to turn it around. But the time is now. If the time is tomorrow. Tomorrow is the match against Crystal Palace again, and if nothing changes, if things don't change, he has to rotate the squad. He has to see the obvious weaknesses. If you start Kirkes again, right, that's it. Forget it. I mean, I can't believe that, and that's my point, right? We changed so many things. We had Keller, who was an outstanding backup to Allison. Outstanding. He won us the League Cups on and so many matches on his own. He and now we have the new goalkeeper. I'm not going against him, but it's very early days for him as well. But he looks like a very weak goalkeeper. The sort of goals he conceded against Brentford and even before that, I mean, I think the second Brentford goal, the finish was straight at goal, straight. It went straight into the net, not in the bottom corner anywhere, straight. These are the sort of things Allison easily forget about Allison, but even Kelleher used to say. We had two great, really hardworking players, Diaz and Nunez. As much as they used to frustrate me, and we've signed Isak, he's a great finisher, but he doesn't work that hard for the team. Ekitike does, but Isak does not. We've we we had Harvey Elliott. He used to come on as a substitute, contribute so much. We lost him. Obviously, I'm not saying he's the main reason, but we obviously lost Trent, and now we signed Frimpong. And on the left side, we had Robertson and Simikas who were doing okay, but we somehow got worse and I'm not again. Korkez is only 21, and he was one of the best left back. He's not being utilized properly by Slot at all. That's a problem. So there's a lot of issues all over the pitch with this team. But the last thing I'll say is that the team is good enough. There is enough talent for that to be competing for the title and stay within the top three of the league. And depending on how the next few games go, it's gonna. I think Slot is realizing now how big the job is. Finally, and it's not what he thought it was. And now is the time to show his worth. Really,
See, what I think, funnily enough, what happened was that winning the league with Liverpool, because nobody expected Liverpool to win the league last season, and that is somehow going against Slot because this is his second. No, I think this is his fourth job, but the one when he was at Feyenoord, he was there for 3 years, and now this is his second year at Liverpool. So the last season, I think what could have happened is the season earlier they bought three new players. They Liverpool started well in Klopp's last season, and they went off the cliff. Then last season, I think what Slot did was he added an element of control in an otherwise settled Liverpool team, and that went well. But nobody in the world thought that he's going to win the league with Liverpool. I don't think any Liverpool fan was predicting at the time. Nobody even expected Man City's downfall last season, just like nobody expected Liverpool's downfall this season. So this is, I feel like this is complete like 90s Premier League because last season Liverpool won the league, even though Arsenal finished second, they were not really in the title race at all, and something like this might happen this season.
yeah. I don't
Yeah.
think so. Anyone is going to compete with Arsenal this year. I mean, I don't know what Guardiola might come up with, but he's yeah. I
If you look at,
go ahead.
I was just going to say, if you look at the past, it's not even 90s. It's sort of turned into the NBA. If you look at the past 4 or 5 seasons, or even more for that matter, the NBA hasn't seen the same team winning it like 2 times on the bounce. I think the last time that happened was probably back in the mid to 2010s with Golden State. I think the last 5 winners have been the Lakers and the Nuggets have won, the Bucks have won, the Warriors have won. So every year it's been who has the best squad and who is in the best frame of mind to win that season. So if you look at the last 2 seasons, City that season were great, fell off. I'm not saying Liverpool have fallen off this season by any stretch of the imagination, but last season, just like, yeah, this is our season, we have everything in place, we're going to win the title. This season, it feels like Arsenal have everything in place and they're going to go out and win the title. No one has a clue what's going to happen next season. Are Arsenal going to be able to sustain? We don't know. Are City going to be able to take that one step up? We don't know. Are Liverpool going to find the answers of integrating the 65 new players they have signed? We don't know. So it's sort of turning into who just put all your energies into that one season without really thinking too much about the past or the future. It's turning into an NBA sort of passing the parcel situation.
And
And
again,
that's
this
what I
is
was
the
talking about
sorry.
in a little bit is that football and the Premier League generally seems to be in a place where there is no one who's got not one single team who's out outright
Yep.
going to dominate it for the next few years. You know,
Yep.
and that's where I mean, honestly, that's what Arsenal can do because yeah, obviously you had Guardiola and Klopp go at it for a few years. You had Ancelotti in the meantime winning it with Madrid. A lot of these guys have stepped away. Guardiola is, has started to, finally show signs of slowing down. And who is there in the Premier League at the moment? I hoped it was Slot, but it doesn't seem to be. And now, who is in the Premier League who can completely dominate the league for the next few years? I know you guys are talking about. You guys are smiling, hoping about Amorim. It's going to be Super Mikel versus it says Rowdy Ruben. Uh,
Super Mick. Super Mick.
yeah.
Oh my God. But now is a good time to, I think, switch over and talk about that game against Brentford, which should have been a lot simpler. A certain guy from Portugal is what Anshuman said. Hell yeah. We are backing that certain guy from Portugal right to the end, Anshuman.
Mm.
Arnav also says the mighty United, yeah, of course. No, but I thought it was a great game. Brighton against United. Did I say Brentford? I meant Brighton against
Mm.
United. Good game. United did well at home. Mbumo and Cunha, I thought were fantastic. I think those. I
Yeah.
mean, we all said. I mean, Sheshko is he's still a kid. He's still learning his craft. I think he's good. Going against what Gary Neville. I mean, I saw the game on Sky and Gary Neville was talking out his butt all through the game about United. So, but okay, let me not rant about his commentary standards. But
No,
I
I
thought
will do
Sheshko
that.
was.
I will rant about Gary Neville. The thing with Gary Neville is he tries so hard. And, he tries so hard to be impartial that more often than not he rants about United. So in that famous 7-0 game, he all of a sudden he said that Bruno wanted to go off. On what basis? What the heck are you
Yeah.
talking about? That was a ridiculous comment. I can understand you criticizing United. If you recall, in 2010s, early 2010s, when David De Gea, when he was new, Gary Neville used to hammer him left, right, and center. At the same time, the goalkeeper he used to coach for England, Joe Hart, he did not say anything about him. I mean,
Yeah.
Joe Hart had howlers in him almost every season, right? He did not say anything about him. And now he's trying so hard to be impartial. And I don't know what he's trying to do. And
No,
I
but even
even
his sorry, just to add to your point, even his comments about Sheshko, because I watched the game, I was listening to
yeah.
him on commentary live. He said that Sheshko he's still not done anything. He's a 22-year-old guy. He's got three goals plus assists in the last 5 games. For a guy that's new at the club, what I mean, even his assist for Mbumo, I thought he was very good. I thought he played well. Sure, is he in the? I mean, are we talking about like is he Mbappe? Is he Harry Kane? No, but no one has said that he is. And
But
even
even sorry, just
no,
one
no, go
point.
on, go on, go on.
And who created space for Cunha for the first goal?
Exactly.
Who created that? Are you going to just judge a player based on his XG stats? And I get that. See, Gary Neville is a passionate United fan. I get that. And I also get that at times he rants about United because it might seem personal to him. We all do that. And so I like the fact that he has an element of that fanboy about him, but at times he just go. I mean, I don't know.
I think
And I
before
think
Valencia, he used to be he used to be a really good pundit. And I someone once said that I think Valencia just kept the real Gary Neville and sent over a clone back, which kind of makes sense because he's been some of his takes ever since have been so horrible.
yeah.
Uh,
No, but I'll tell you, even like I find a lot of them frankly unbearable. Like I can't listen to Carragher and Neville do their whole, the buddy cop banter. I can't watch any of that nonsense. And even Roy Keane, I mean, I love the guy, but some of Roy Keane's comments, he's just over the top. He'll critique somebody and he'll just be over the top for no rhyme or reason. The only guy who's a breath of fresh air, very weirdly, is Micah Richards. He's irreverent. He's just going to say something off the cuff, and it's fine. And so is Ian Wright. I like Ian Wright as well. I think Wright is pretty. He's like one of those old dadajis at a family gathering. He's just going to say some weird shit and not pay attention. Even Jill Scott is a lot better than Neville and Carragher, honestly. So
At times what happens is I think the one point about Roy Keane is Roy Keane was that guy that he always took full responsibility of every situation. He was see people see Kino ranting about other players, but the person he was most critical of was himself. So he has that element of, yeah, I'll take that responsibility. If you read his autobiography, I'm sure Rohit has read his
Yeah, of course.
autobiographies. I mean, he is so self-critical in it. It's
Hmm.
absolutely ridiculous, and that's the reason he was an absolutely great player, but
Yeah.
he was not a good manager, and he will
Hmm.
never be a good manager because unless
Yeah.
until you are ready to accept that element of imperfection, you're not going to be a good manager. So yeah, that's the case with him. But yeah, see what happens with a lot of these players. All these players have played at very high level, and a lot of times these players might see something that we can't. So I take a lot of their comments. A lot of times I feel like, okay, yeah, there is a possibility that yeah, what
So,
he's saying makes sense. Sorry, you're gone.
Sam Brothers said Gary Neville is Sanjay Manjrekar. A very fair comment, Sam. I agree. I
But
do agree. Yeah.
no, but I
And
mean, there is a slight difference that Gary Neville was a champion. Sanjay
uh,
Manjrekar was a good player, and that's about it. Let's not get into Sanjay Manjrekar because I can rant about it for 30 minutes.
I just have one thing to say about Sanjay Manjrekar. I remember Sanjay Manjrekar made a comeback to the ODI team in 1997. He came in at number three for one match wearing a white helmet,
Yeah,
which was very clearly rented from Mohammad Azharuddin. And he played his typical 5 runs of 84 balls knocked, and he was pissed off. Like, yeah, I hate that guy, but let's not get into that. I realized. Oh, but sorry, Anshuman also made a decent. But what he said is that he kept Sunderland up for a while, and I think Anshuman, that's
yeah,
probably where his managerial level is, because
yeah.
at Sunderland none of the players were. He was playing with the likes of Graham Cavan, for God's sake. So I think when back at that sort of football, getting a team up from the championship, that's maybe where Gary Neville's level is as a sorry, Roy Keane's
Roy
level is
Keane.
as a manager. But yeah, I mean that's
And they're
about
Yeah,
all
it.
very
But
old school footballers, right? They're all
they are, yeah,
very old
yeah.
school mentality, which does not work in today's world at all. I
I,
think managers are more than, it's a totally different world now. It's a totally different game at the moment. So the same mentality that Roy Keane used to have, Roy Keane could have been a great manager in the 80s itself. In the 80s and 90s, he could have
correct.
made maybe an outstanding manager with that sort of mentality that he has, but not in today's game.
but in that sense, he is similar to Graham Souness, I think. Graham Souness
Yeah, of
is
course
a
he is.
fantastic, great player, one of the greatest players to play in England. But as a manager, he was okay.
I mean,
I think
he was not that good for us. He was great. I think he was great at Rangers before he came to Liverpool as a manager, and then he
he
came to
was decent
Liverpool.
at
He
Blackburn.
tried to, huh?
He was decent at Blackburn.
Okay, but I think
Yeah.
he came to Liverpool. That's where a lot of the Liverpool downfall started in the 90s when with Graham Souness, he came in and he started trying to reinvent the wheel, which kind
He
of
was
led to
shit at
where we.
Newcastle too, Suras.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, that's the thing with a lot of these ex players that they were so driven that they cannot understand the mentality of someone who is not as driven as they are or they were,
yeah.
and they sack. And even the thing with Roy Keane with Sunderland, when they were in championship, they were at the bottom. I think they were how many 22 teams
Yeah,
are in the
yeah,
championship, right? They were 22nd
yeah.
at the
Yeah, and he
time.
got them up. Yeah,
He got them up and he kept them up. And even after, if you read his interview, after you listen to him talking about his some time at Sunderland, and what he said at the time was, after surviving in the Premier League, what I should have said it, I will try to finish in the top half of the table,
hmm.
and I did not do that. So he's self-critical in that way as well.
But also going back to the game. I mean, we spoke of punditry so much, but going back to the United game, right? I think it's also, I think, and again, I mean, I don't want to toot my own horn here, but maybe I will toot. But right at the start of the season, I mean, after the first 4 or 5 games, I thought the league table wasn't necessarily accurate in, talking about United's position. I said it then, I said it now. United are a team that should be finishing anywhere between fifth to seventh. I said fifth because that's me. I'm just an optimistic United fan. But I did not agree. Like the league table did not show the true United when they were 15th or whatever it was after the first few games. The signs were there. It wasn't falling into place, and I'm not even suggesting it's fallen into place now. But I think the players, I think they're understanding the roles a little bit better. And it was that, right? The players to understand the formation. For some players, it's very quick. For this squad, because of the type of players that they are, the kind of characters that they are, I think it's just taken a little bit of time. And United are such a confidence team, right? You could see that more often than not, when they start the game well, that's when they finish the game well. If they start the game bad, they're just shit throughout. So I think what has happened now, and what we are seeing right now, is these players sort of building up some level of confidence, understanding their roles, understanding what they should or shouldn't do, and more importantly, two signings that have settled in really well and are carrying the team. I think what we haven't seen in, we've had two garbage seasons under Ten Hag and Amarim, the last two seasons. That's also down to the fact that there was no one in that team apart from Bruno who could take the game by the scruff of the neck and actually do something. Like no one. The likes of Rashford, Garnacho, Sancho, Anthony were beyond shit for 2 years. That's a fact. So every time United were like, oh, we're 2-0 down against who the hell FC, we need a goal. It was always down to Bruno. I think the one good fact that one good thing that has happened so far this season is the fact that um, Mbumo, especially Mbumo and Cunha, they have taken some of that responsibility off of Bruno's shoulders. Like yesterday's game, Bruno played well. He wasn't. He did obviously it's Bruno. He did a few good things, but yesterday's game was down to Mbumo and Cunha. Not yesterday. Saturday's game was down to Mbumo and Cunha. It was down more to Casemiro. Anshuman points out the redemption arc of Unk is truly remarkable. I genuinely, because again, it's because Casemiro at the age of 33, having played for so long, he's now not expected to do things because Bruno's understanding his role a little bit better. He can stay back because he now probably trusts Cunha and Mbumo to do the thing, which then helps Casemiro to do his thing, which helps the back three settle a little bit better. Our fullbacks are still shit, but I think the squad is, if nothing, finding its place slowly and steadily. I do think, even as I don't know, I still think we'll finish at that sixth to eighth, hopefully fifth, but I think the squad's showing a bit of that. Yeah.
See, but from Sunderland game, we look cohesive. I've always talked about cohesion right from the first game. That against Arsenal, I don't think we were cohesive enough. I don't think there was something missing in the structure. Right from the Sunderland game, we are pressing much better. And if you see how we pressed against Brighton, Luke Shaw, more often than not, it was Luke Shaw. Luke Shaw was just chasing either Rooter or Minta through their in their own half. So they're pressing it properly. And when you get pressing right, a lot of things fall in place. And this is exactly what's happened with United. Our front three, they were linking up well right from the first game. There's no doubt about that. But the structural part of it, I think that is sorted right now, at least for now. I still think as the season progresses, Ugarte will play more games than Casemiro. I feel so. And yeah, because see, Casemiro has lost legs. He cannot chase players. It's not like he used to chase players all the time, but he cannot do that role at all. He simply cannot do that role. Still, he's a brilliant player to have who can sit in front of the defense and he maybe dictate the tempo of the game or just protect the back three or put other players in place. He can do that. But I feel there is a possibility that we might see Ugarte as the season
Yeah.
progresses. A lot more of it.
And you know what, Ugarte's appearance of the bench, I've been pretty happy with how he's done off
Yeah,
the bench. He comes in, he
yeah,
puts in tackles, he sweeps up really, really well. See, the thing
yeah.
with Ugarte and Casemiro, they're limited players. Casemiro limited because of age. Ugarte just limited because of his profile, the kind of football that he plays. I won't be surprised if we break the bank for. I said Elliot Anderson was, I think, linked with United. Arnav has come out and said Abhishek's favorite Adam Wharton seems like a good fit, which will endear him to Abhishek even more.
Yeah,
Uh,
of course.
just one final comment. Carlos Baliba was hot garbage
Yeah.
in that game. Either his head is completely turned or there's some switch has gone off in him. He was so bad
But this has been the
all
case for
season.
the entire
Yeah,
season, all season. Yeah, the Fabian also said that the links with United they did not help him, and some people
yeah,
can handle it, some people cannot. And
yeah,
Baliba has not been able to do that.
yeah.
That can happen. So yeah, I think yeah, it was a decent game, and even though we considered a couple of goals, I honestly don't have any complaints.
Yeah, those are like stupid mistakes. I mean,
Yeah,
Sergi
stupid
fell
mistake.
asleep on a corner and all that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. They
Hmm.
were not mistakes like we used to do, say, like we
Yeah,
did against Brentford, which was due to the lack of structure. That did not happen this
yeah,
time.
yeah.
And I'm just checking our fixtures. The next game is against Forest, then Tottenham, which is going to be an interesting fixture. Then Everton, then Palace, and then West Ham. So yeah, I think
Looks like
Interestingly, Palace is now the last time they won was against Liverpool. They gave us our first loss of the season and put us on a miserable run while starting their own miserable run themselves. So apparently, Adam Wharton has lost the same amount of games. And talking of Adam Wharton, he's back at Anfield again tomorrow, and he has another chance to, you know, another chance to shut me up as always.
Adam Water.
I can't believe we are still
What a
talking
weird
about
hate
Everton.
watch. This is the weirdest hate watch ever. Adam
It's
Water.
turning into a hate watch now. I didn't
I
really
know, I
hate the
know.
guy at all, and now it's like, oh my God, the number of
So,
times you played Crystal Palace, it's like, okay, but enough.
and do you recall what Abhishek said at the beginning of the season that Mangesh hates a bunch of players for weird reasons? Guess who's hitting Adam Water of all people?
Yeah, but it's only one. It's only one. It's fine.
Oh God.
If we start talking about the players you hate, I think, you'll have to
This
do
will
it
be
this in
a
into
3 hour
two
podcast.
hours. Yeah,
Yeah, of course.
exactly.
Of course, ex Liverpool and Arsenal players. Of course, I hate all of them.
Can someone help me understand why Liverpool are playing tomorrow? What game is this?
Carabao Cup.
Carabao Cup.
We
Who is
aren't in that
United playing?
competition. Yeah, yeah. I invited that on myself.
Yeah, Carabao Cup is the only chance this year to win something. But again,
Oh, what nonsense. What
Chelsea,
absolute
Arsenal are
nonsense.
also in it.
Hey, only
City is
Chelsea in the
also in
FA
it, I
Cup.
think.
They're in Europe. Yeah, yeah, I think so. I don't think apart from United, any United एक तो we played the third round of the Carabao Cup. We've never played. उसमें भी we managed to get out of it. So whatever.
No, still. Grimsby.
Hey, City and Chelsea lost, by the way.
Yeah, yeah. I watched. I told you right at the beginning of the season, right? I don't understand Chelsea at all. I don't get
I
them
don't
at
think
all.
Chelsea understands Chelsea at this point.
Yeah, and they probably add. And one of the
Oh,
reasons
sorry,
that
sorry, sorry,
they are
Mangesh. Sorry, sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt. But Abhishek Mainkar, is asking this Abhishek thoughts on tomorrow's game.
Thoughts on tomorrow's game? Well,
And the second question, sorry, to answer two questions. So one is thoughts on tomorrow's game, and Arnav is saying Liverpool fans still hate Kirkes more than Morton.
no, exactly where I was going to start my thoughts on tomorrow's game. First, my number one thought is I don't want to see Koke starting. Please, please, I don't want to see him starting. I don't have anything against him, but he's definitely not settled in. You have a good left back in Andy Robertson, right? He's an experienced left back. It's not even like he's 34, 35, and he's lost his legs
Hmm.
completely. I mean, why does he persist with why does he start Perkins every single game when anyone and everyone can see both of our fullbacks are struggling, both of them. On top of that, the centre backs are struggling. But the problem is there is no option with the centre backs. It's the only two we've got. We the third centre back he used to play last year, we sold him to the mighty Eric Ten Hag and Bayer Leverkusen, and then now we have So my thoughts on tomorrow is I really hope that the likes of Chiesa get a chance. He's been a really good player. He at least tries, right? And it's fine to Salah scored an outstanding goal.
yeah.
He showed that. You know, of course, he has it in him, but I think it's gonna take a lot of courage now for Slot that if Salah is not performing, he has to bench him. Unfortunately, he's been put in that horrible situation where he has to potentially bench him. But if he's not going to play as good as he is, if he's not contributing, bench him. Crystal Palace are also on a bad run, so it's a good time to play them at the moment in a way. But really, if Slot doesn't change his lineup or does something, we don't have any structure. We used to press very well last year. We used to have a great structure in place. Even while we are pressing, we used to have a great structure. We've lost all of that. There's no urgency whatsoever. And if that doesn't change, the results are not going to change. So I hope. I hope to see that change tomorrow. That's all. That's my thoughts on tomorrow's game. Do not start Kirkish, and so show some urgency from the very first minute, not in the last 20 minutes when we are chasing a goal down and Slot will then go and put five attackers on the pitch. And he's like, go. Whoever wants to score, score.
But
Oh, I'd
Abhishek,
speak.
do you think benching Salah against say Crystal Palace? Do you think that makes? I mean, I think almost everyone is expecting that. But if he benches Salah against say Aston Villa next weekend, I think that would be a huge statement.
Yeah, of course it would be. It would be, and
Yeah.
it would be kind of the thing is, see, Ekitike is right now, he should be the first name on the team sheet, right? He's one of the best players. The thing
I
is,
think
we've
Gakpo is
lost.
also playing really well.
Gakpo is playing well, but Gakpo is getting into a lot of good goal scoring positions. But if you see his overall gameplay, he's not bad. I'm not saying he's bad. His overall gameplay, he's not helping Kirkes out at all.
Hmm.
Kirkes used to be a left back who used to bomb up and down the pitch on in Bournemouth, and Gakpo for some reason just does not. Every time Kirkes makes an overlapping run, you all the Liverpool fans have seen Gakpo for some reason does not find him. So there are some, those are sort of things that these are issues that a coach should be able to iron out easily, and the fact that we haven't been able to iron out is one of the biggest worries. But I think Salah, now he scored a great goal. If he hadn't scored that goal, I guarantee he would have been benched for the next couple of games for sure. We have a good player, Ekitike, Gakpo, even Chiesa is playing well, and I feel like he deserves more minutes. Like, he used to be a great player. He was at one point of
You're
time I
right.
really wanted Chiesa at Liverpool. And then after the ACL, he lost a little bit of his pace, but when he comes onto the pitch, you can see that he's trying a lot. So he needs more minutes. And but yeah, I mean, just look at the overall form of Salah. I don't know. I mean, as I said, Slot is in that unfortunate position, but he has to take those calls.
Oh, and going back to Chelsea, did you guys see the last minute goal they considered? Like, did you see the actual goal?
Yeah, I did.
That was
I did.
bizarre. He Somebody
Oh
just
yeah, yeah, yeah.
booted Brian
Hmm.
Robbie, just held up the ball for about 20, not 20 seconds, but he was
Yeah,
easily
3 to 4
holding up the
seconds.
ball.
Yeah.
Yeah, shielding it from somebody. There was a guy who made a run from midfield. Nobody's tracking him or whatever. He gets the ball, he slots it in, and that's it.
Yeah, and whoever held up the ball, there were two center backs on him. The second
Yeah,
center back was just standing over there.
just
He was not even.
standing.
I don't know if it was Chaloba or who it was, but he was just standing there. He didn't even try the player that came in to score the goal. Didn't
It
track
was
him. Nothing.
bizarre. It was bizarre.
It was very, yeah. It was really bad defending.
Arnav mentioned that they're missing Badia Shile and Levi Colville, but man, at this point, at oh yeah, those two were Tosin and
Tosin,
Chalwala.
inshallah.
But Anshuman is saying treating Bobby like prime Heskey. That's exactly what it looked like. But I just didn't get it. I mean, I think you have the likes of you've got good runners, right? Chelsea, if anything, they have legs. They have a young squad, right? So it's not a case of like you look at Enzo, you look at Caicedo, you look at Lavia, any of those guys from midfield, or look at the different thing. Got legs. I did not understand this whole bit about not tracking back and letting your runner pass, especially from a team like Chelsea, which
But do
is
you do you think, Rohit, that is their problem, that their squad is too young? If they don't have anyone who will just get them in order,
hmm.
just in case someone is uh, losing their heads in the
Yeah, no,
middle
I
of the
do
pitch.
agree. I do agree because I think the
They don't
two
have anyone.
the two leaders that I see are Enzo Fernandez and Moses Caicedo, out of which Fernandez is a loose cannon who can't be
Yeah.
trusted to keep his head. And Caicedo, even from Brighton, his role from Brighton is slightly different than it was, and he doesn't look to be any sort of a leader. And everybody else has just joined 6 months ago.
Yeah.
Who's going to be the Neto's going to be the leader?
I mean,
Pedro's going to be the
isn't
leader?
their captain? The captain is Reece James, no?
Yeah, he's who, as you very rightly said a few weeks ago,
Be
he's
right
a
back.
free right back. So he's not around to lead. So
Yeah, it's true.
yeah, Chelsea
No,
is
so
weird, man.
yeah,
Weird.
that could be the case. I mean, they don't. We simply can't predict what their next team is going to be.
Yeah, I don't think they
You
can
can't.
predict either.
It's such a weird team, and it's
Yeah.
it's so it's so boring to watch them, man. You would rather watch Bournemouth and Brighton than Chelsea. No two ways about
Arnav is saying not to forget the legend Tyreek George.
it.
Yeah. I mean, Arnav, at this point, how many wingers and attackers can we discuss? I think Chelsea have about 34 of them. So there's no lack of options. But
But by the way, Delap is injured, right? So he's yet to
Mm,
play.
oh, Leandro is injured. Yeah, yeah, yeah. He's
Yeah,
injured.
yep.
yeah.
Anshuman is saying bringing wingers who all suck at creating apart from pure pace is stupidly weird. Well, hey man, you're not going to hear me talking about their recruiting team because they took Garnacho from us and paid us $40 million. So please keep doing it. Please take a few more players from us. Oh, Man City as well, huh? Man City, they've had a bit of a up and down season. Every time you feel like they're going to run and they're back, then all of a sudden they sort of drop a crappy performance.
But
Yeah.
this might be the case, like Abhishek described King, that he might be having that Suarez 13-14 season. There is
Hmm.
a possibility that Haaland is having that season
Yeah,
right now.
yeah,
Because every time
Yeah,
he has
but
the ball, he
still,
looks
right?
so sharp.
Haaland is not. You're right. He is probably having
Agreed,
that,
agreed.
but he's still not nowhere near like what Kane is playing at the moment.
No,
He
no,
needs a
agreed,
lot
agreed.
of support.
No,
Yeah.
what I'm trying to say is maybe a couple of players are having a very good season and others are maybe trying to settle in and what Pep is trying to do with his team. Yeah, it's completely weird, right? He's completely changing the dynamic. Just imagine after Arsenal City game, everyone was hammering Mikel Arteta. At the same time, the team that was dropped deep, their manager was this high priest of beautiful tiki taka and pressing football, the new revolution that brought the new revolution in football, and Guardiola has gone that far. So I just don't know what exactly is happening with Pep Guardiola. Is it just a minor blip, or is he's trying to reinvent the wheel again? I don't know.
well, Jamie Carragher said that he's already the greatest manager of all time and all of that. And the exact moment after he said that, Guardiola had a shit season last year and doesn't look like he's winning anything this year. So
Did he also say that Slot is the greatest franchise of all time and Liverpool is having
I
this
may
season?
be, maybe I may be exaggerating, but I'm pretty sure he has said something along
And yeah, I mean, I think Arnav has said that Rodri injury again, perhaps, yeah,
oh yeah.
that could be the
He's
case. Yeah.
also
Yeah.
turning into be right Rodri. He's coming back though. He's apparently coming back next weekend. Rodri. So
Yeah.
I think Rohit, you wanted to say something about Yamal.
about who?
I mean, Yamal.
Oh, Lamine
I was
Yamal. Oh,
just
yeah, yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah. So, I mean, we all know Madrid won the El Clasico over the weekend. I
yeah,
don't think Barca played well at all. And if
yeah,
you
yeah.
guys remember before the game, I think Lamine Yamal came out and very needlessly said a whole bunch of shit about the Madrid team. The last time I came here, we won 4-0, so they don't I'm not scared of those guys. And he said a bunch of these stupid statements, and I do not understand why you would do that when you're going to the Bernabeu.
Exactly, exactly.
Why would you do that? You're 3 years old, and then you have a Madrid team that has got the likes of Mbappe, Vinny, and all these. Oh, by the way, Vinny and Xabi Alonso have apparently fallen out. Huh? So that just
Oh
came
yeah.
in.
Uh,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
is that
I don't
is
know
that
how
like? I
there was.
don't think so. That's a big deal
I
in the
don't know.
sense. See,
I don't
if
know.
you recall, I mean, see, Ronaldo did not like getting subbed at all. And he used to throw tantrums even at United. And that's the
Hmm.
reason he was I mean that's the reason behind his greatness, right? What are the reasons behind his greatness?
Hmm.
They don't like being benched. And Vinny is a fantastic player. So
No, of
maybe
course.
he has that.
But I
And
feel like he has lost a little bit of. I don't know if he's maybe if. I mean, if there are any Madrid fans, you tell us. I mean, is he the number one attacker on the team sheet at the moment, or is that Mbappe, or is it someone else? And is that what he is playing into his mind, that he's not able to accept it anymore? That the fact that he can be benched. I don't know. I
Hmm.
mean, I feel like he's taken that Ballon d'Or loss pretty badly since last year, and but he's a great player. I totally see him joining like City or something next year, or of
Hmm.
course Chelsea as well. It can it can happen. but he's still a
You think
fantastic
so?
talent. Yeah, yeah,
You think
yeah,
so?
yeah.
Why would he
Because I
join
think
Chelsea? But
when he was subbed, I mean, who doesn't join Chelsea? Chelsea signed Chelsea just sell their nine other wingers and keep him on the pitch. That's what they do. But I mean, the last like the Clasico, right? I mean, when he was subbed
yeah,
off, he had a few things to say to Xabi Alonso. Although to be fair, when the game ended, he came out and he was picking up a fight with what's his
Yeah.
face with Yamal and all of that. So I don't know how it is, but
I
he
don't
is a
think it
bit of
was a
a
big deal, to be very
crybaby.
honest.
But he's
Yeah,
a bit of a
he is that.
crybaby.
He is that.
Uh,
But I think, I mean, crying after getting some, I mean, that is okay, man. That I mean, a lot of great footballers
I
do
think
that, and he's a fantastic footballer.
Sam brother has, I think he's coined the perfect term for him. He's saying he's hungry for goals and assists, and he has a main character syndrome. I think that's also what Abhishek hinted at. Like
Yeah, yeah.
after Mbappe has come in, it's sort of just turned into that. Mbappe is Mbappe, right? He's always going to get the headlines. He's always going to do that. And I think Winnie wearing the number that he wears, I think he always thought like he's going to be the
He's not
guy,
the face of Madrid, and I think he's
not the
not
face
able
of
to
Madrid.
accept it.
I agree.
Maybe,
I agree.
maybe.
He's not
By
the
the way,
only
Jude.
face of Madrid, I guess.
Hmm.
By the way, Bellingham was so good at that game, man.
Yeah, of course. But that's the thing, right? I mean, how can you be a face of Madrid when you've got how can you expect everything to be on you when you've got Kylian Mbappe, you've got Jude Bellingham, and
Yeah,
you've got all these insane talent. I mean, imagine an attack that still has Brahim Diaz and Mastantuano and Arda Güler that we are not even talking about, and those guys will
yeah,
get into any top four team in England,
yeah, yeah,
any team.
yeah.
Get into Liverpool, they'll get into
Rodrigo.
City, they'll get into Rodrigo. Shit, I didn't even touch on Rodrigo. See,
Yeah,
By the
that's
way,
where Madrid is.
they also had Trent.
yeah.
I forgot all about that.
He's injured,
Completely
but
forgot about
he,
Yeah,
him.
he's
Yeah,
yeah,
injured. Yeah. I mean, they just simply they slot Valverde in at right back very casually, and he plays as if he's played there all his life.
yeah, yeah.
They have what's his name, David Alaba, who's been injured all the time. They don't care. They have Alvaro Carreras, who's by the way sold by Eric Ten Hag, but let's not go there. But yeah, they have Carreras who's coming in and playing as if he's been a Real Madrid player for 15 years. I don't understand where they do this from, how they do this.
Ah. But
yeah.
it was. I mean, while watching El Clasico, we felt that this is. I mean, this is a new era because you did not have Modric, you did
Yeah,
not have Cruz, you don't have anyone. Of course, Barcelona left a long back, but still, all the players are new comparatively new.
yeah. I mean, Pedri versus Bellingham doesn't have the same impact as.
Exactly, exactly. See, we define. I think Abhishek made a really good point about this not being really not being the main character because you can define Madrid from the eras of particular player, right? It was Zidane era, then it was Ronaldo era, Ramos. But yeah, of course, it was always a Ronaldo era. And Ronaldo, I mean, by Ronaldo, I mean Cristiano, not the other man. But it was Ronaldo era. After now,
Mm.
I don't know.
It's just weird, and maybe we are getting old. I don't know what it is, but it does seem odd. I mean, eh.
Yep.
Okay.
In other news, by the way, did you see Brendan Rodgers resigned
Oh
yesterday
yeah, what was
Yeah,
that all
yeah,
from
about?
yeah,
Celtic?
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But
And
have you seen what is going on in the Scottish League right now? Hearts are top of the
Hearts.
league.
yeah,
They are like 8 or 9 points ahead of Celtic, who is
Uh,
second.
do, do you know who their majority shareholder is right now? Tony
Which one?
Bloom.
Oh, Celtic.
Tony Bloom. No, Hearts.
Oh, okay.
It's Tony Bloom, who Brighton's owner.
oh, is it?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Hmm.
And
Oh,
he's a professional veteran gambler, and he
I did not know
introduced
that.
all that. He got that data revolution at Brighton, and now
Oh,
he's making it happen at Hearts.
I would
oh.
love to see Brendan Rodgers back in the in the Premier League.
With Liverpool?
No, thank you. We've had one nightmare
Come on.
already. Oh my God. Dude, there is a documentary called Being Liverpool that if you've seen have you seen The
Oh.
Office like the UK version?
Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my,
yeah. But I have not seen the
if you
documentary.
want if you want David Brent as a football manager,
Oh,
that is what Brendan Rodgers used to be.
Oh
The
God.
kind of things he used to do and he used to say. I remember his very famous speech at the start of the season that this entire season you cannot trust anybody but yourselves. You should only trust yourselves. And then he went on to say, trust the fans, trust your teammates, trust your family, trust the people who work at the club. Okay, so why did you start with by saying don't trust anyone but yourself? The funniest story about Brendan Rodgers is that, and this is a tactic I think he learned from Mourinho or Alex Ferguson or whoever, that at the start of the season when they were in preseason, in one of the team meetings, he held up three envelopes, right? And he said that these are the three players that I know are going to let us down this entire season. It is your job not to be one of these three players that are in the envelope. This is apparently a tactic that either Ferguson or Mourinho, someone has used in the past, where he got it from. But the problem is Brad Jones, who was our keeper at that time, he revealed that the way he's like, it was so funny because we did not expect that from Brendan Rodgers. And secondly, when he held up the three envelopes, he was standing under the light in such a way that everyone could
Oh
see that the
God.
envelopes were empty. He's like, everyone, all the players could see the envelopes were empty. He's like, afterwards, we were all thinking about like, what the hell was that? It's, I mean, honestly, there
Question
are
mark.
so
See,
many,
see,
so many things with Rodgers.
see, but the thing is, when you are winning, you can just get away by doing anything, right? So some of the things that Alex Ferguson used to say, that he you know that he has a picture of, I think
For
there's this
the
famous picture
the
in yeah, yeah,
people sitting on one side and all of
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah, yeah, yeah.
Mm.
And every time during team meetings, Rio Ferdinand always used to say that, oh my God, he's going to talk about that now. So when you're winning, you can get away by saying anything. Now we are talking about that Arteta and light bulb and whatnot, or something weird. Now it sounds weird, but if he starts winning, now
yeah. No one's
when
gonna
will,
talk about it. Yeah.
no one's going to talk about it. People will look back at it and will say, "Oh
Hmm.
my God,
Oh yeah,
what an
yeah,
absolutely
of
brilliant trick
course.
Yeah.
he had up his sleeve."
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Brendan
And
Rodgers was never going to be able to pull all those things off. Please, come on.
yeah,
What was he
I
even
don't think he.
thinking?
I
no,
don't
but
think
I'm
he has a
saying,
sleeve.
see, but we are talking about a manager who has won the FA Cup with Leicester. So Rodgers has always been a good manager. Of course, he's not going to be a top manager at a top club, but he has always
No,
been a
he's
good
always
manager,
been a
right?
good manager.
He's a good,
Have
good
you have
manager.
you seen have you seen a Celtic record? It's outrageous,
Hmm.
Yeah.
outrageous. But again, it's Scotland, and there was a period of time when Rangers, when they went down, he had absolutely no competition. Right, it was a free run.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But yeah, I mean, and Postecoglou might go back to Celtic.
Jeez.
And
Oh
that
my God.
Forest was really weird. Really weird.
Nah.
I
Anyway,
think
On
we've
that note,
covered
I think it is
everything.
time for me to go.
Time for
uh,
me to go as well. I have my
and I,
boring day job to attend.
I know what Abhishek is going to do after
Oh
he.
yeah, we
Yeah,
all do.
I have to iron my clothes and I have to go to work now.
Well, I'm just going to sit here and just switch screens because I don't go to work most of the time. But
All right. Okay, guys. Thank you, Rohit. Thank you, Abhishek. Thank you, guys, for watching. Keep watching us and follow us on social media. We are on YouTube, Spotify, and Instagram. Bye.